Hey guys, and welcome back to Movies That Matter with the Viking. And just because the Snyder Cut is coming doesn't mean the love and appreciation for Zack Snyder's vision of Justice League finally coming is going to stop. Not at all. We are waiting to see the film in 2021, but that doesn't stop us from having more events, more campaigns, and just showing our absolute love for the film. And I've said this has actually changed things for the comic book movie genre going forward, and maybe even for movies in general. Because the Snyder Cut was looked for the last 2.5 years by a very passionate fan base. And now you have people looking for the Ayer Cut to be released. You're looking for people to see the Joel Schumacher cut of Batman Forever, and then the Alita Battle Angel sequel. Well, there's so much of these events happening, so much of these campaigns happening to get these films released. It doesn't look to be stopping anytime soon. And even with the Snyder Cut coming, definitely 100% coming, the fans are not stopping there, because Justice Con is going to take place on July 25th and 26th, and this is a fan-run event. It's going to feature fans of Zack Snyder's work, of his franchise, of Justice League, but also it's going to feature some very important people involved with the production and making of Zack Snyder's Justice League. Zack Snyder himself will be there, and other cast members and other people. But the full lineup, the full schedule was announced yesterday for Justice Con, and it's actually packed with so many people, so many interesting characters, and I can't wait to see what's going to be discussed and talked about at the event. And maybe Zack Snyder might bring us a tease, might bring us a poster. You never know exactly what he's going to do, if anything, but I'm sure he will bring something, because he always appreciates the fans standing behind him 100% in this journey to get the Snyder Cut released. And if you remember, the Snyder Cut wasn't announced through a big trade. It wasn't announced by Warner Brothers' Twitter page. It wasn't announced by anyone from Warner Brothers. It was announced during a live stream, a stream of Man of Steel on Vero. And now many of us who have Vero, the reason we got it was because Zack Snyder was on it. Well, me personally, that was the case. And many people who were on Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, to be honest, wouldn't really have Vero and probably wouldn't really use it. It's not talked about that much. It's talked about now because of Zack Snyder releasing images of his cut of Justice League, of course, but he announced the cut of the Snyder Cut with the fans. You had Zack Snyder, you had Henry Cavill, and then you had fans. Some people don't even know who these fans were. I follow a few of them on Twitter, but he did it with fans, and he did it for the fans on Vero. He didn't release it through any other trade or anything like that. He got to do it himself, and he gave it to the fans first, and then the whole world heard about it. So that shows that Zack has so much appreciation for his fan base and for what we have done in this journey for it to be possible that Zack Snyder's Justice League will release in 2021. But let's have a look at this schedule. Let's have a look at the plan for Justice Con. Of course, Justice Con is ran by the Nerd Queens and Wonder Meg, and it seems to be a very exciting event. It's going to be 2 days, Saturday and Sunday, 25th of July, 26th of July. So if you can pencil some time off to watch this live stream, which will take place on the Justice Con YouTube channel, definitely take that opportunity. But let's have a look at it. So the introduction to Justice Con, it will take place at 10:30 a.m. to 10:45. So let's just get everyone up to date what's going on for the day. Then we've got some very interesting people. Ink to the people who make the shirts for the charity events that are run and creates money for AFSP, the American Foundation of Suicide Prevention. That man will be on, Todd Rickheimer, to talk about, I'm sure, the business and how it's run and how it proceeds with making these t-shirts. Then you have Ray Porter. Now, Ray Porter, of course, is playing Darkseid in Zack Snyder's Justice League, and he will be on for an hour or so to talk about who knows what, just to talk about Zack Snyder's Justice League and being Darkseid. Then you got the American Foundation for Suicide Prevention. Two women there who I guess are involved with that foundation, and we'll get to hear from them, which is fantastic. Then we move to Jay Olivia. Now, Jay Olivia is a storyboarder. He's also a director. He did the Dark Knight Returns Part 1 and Part 2 animated series. Very, very good film and very, very comic accurate. He's going to be there to talk, and I like his opinion on things, and I can't wait to hear him speak. Then we move to Cyborg himself, Ray Fisher. Unbelievable, positive guy, and of course with everything going on right now with himself and trying to expose Josh Whedon and his behaviour on set, we need to be fully behind him as a fan base. Then, later that night, we've got Zack Snyder himself, the director of Watchmen, of Man of Steel, of Batman vs. Superman, and Zack Snyder's Justice League. He will be on from 5:30 p.m. for God knows how long. And I'm very excited to see what Zack Snyder talks about. We don't know how long he's going to be on for. I'm sure it's going to be an hour or so. And is he going to bring a trailer? Is he going to be a poster? I'm sure he will bring something, of course. He always teases us and always gives back to the fan base. Then we move to Sunday, 26th of July. And we've got the cinematographer, Fabian Wagner. Now, he took over, of course, from Larry Fahn. And he was very disappointed. He even said he cried when he got to see the theatrical version of Justice League because they absolutely fucked with his vision and the way that he had things lined up when Zack Snyder shot the film. And he's the one who said that they only used about 10% of Zack Snyder footage in 2017. So I can't wait to hear him speak. Then we move to Clay Ennis and Christine Cababan. Now listen, Clay Ennis is a very good friend with Zack Snyder. He does be on set and he takes a lot of the images that we see of on-set photos, and very, very talented. So I can't wait for that. Then we move to Debbie Schneider, of course, Zack Schneider's wife, and works on all his films with him. And she will be joined by the Schneiders Amazons. Now that's going to involve some of the fans, some of the female fans of Zack Snyder, of the Snyder Cut movement. You've got Kat there as well. You're going to have a few other women there as well. So that's pretty interesting. And it's going to be great to see kind of a female-led panel for an hour or so and just talking about all things got to do with the Snyder Cut, and of course got to do with just female empowerment. So that's pretty good. Then we got diversity in Zack Snyder's films. You got our man Chris Wan there, one of the Faruqi brothers, and we have got Jacinta Davis, all journalists and YouTubers, so they'll have some very interesting things to talk about as well. And maybe they'll have some information to talk about if Zack drops anything or if Debbie drops anything. So that would be pretty cool. Then we got the artists of hashtag Release the Snyder Cut. A few guys there who've made some fantastic posters got to do with Zack Snyder's Justice League, and it would be interesting to hear them talk about how they got into their craft and how they actually make the posters. Then we got the author of the hashtag Release the Snyder Cut book, Sean O'Connell, the managing director at Cinema Blend. He will be on to talk about his book and just to talk about the Snyder Cut movement in general. And then we have the final word with the Nerd Queens and Wonder Meg, and then that leads into the Watchmen stream. So a very, very packed 2 days at Justice Con. This fan run event. Of course, you can get your t-shirts on Into the People. You can get some badges as well. Some pretty cool gear you can get. So definitely look that up and try and get a t-shirt if you can. It's all going to a great cause. But unbelievable guests there. We only got some very interesting people who have been friends with Zack Snyder for a very long time, who have worked on Zack Snyder's film, and some people who have covered the Snyder Cut movement over the last 2.5 years. So it's all eyeing up to be a fantastic weekend, which I cannot wait for. Now also, if you've heard, there's kind of a crisis of infinite streams going on, and basically what this is, it's all the biggest YouTubers and streamers who have covered Zack Snyder's Justice League over the last 2.5 years, the movement, new images, new information that has come out, and it's basically a stream that's going to take place after each day of the Justice Con, breaking down what happened on that day. So you start off with one YouTuber, and then he has an hour or so, and then it leads into another YouTuber, and they all have guests on it. You're going to have Lightcast Pod there, you're going to have Chris Wan, Dave the Film Junkie is also there. I'm also going to be a part of it. I'm going to be on the Nick Atina show on his YouTube channel. That's the very first stream that will take place. So definitely follow my social media accounts so I can let you guys know when I'm going to be on that channel to talk about and break down all things got to do with Justice Con. I'm really looking forward to it, and it's going to be a great weekend, and I can't wait to break it down. What I'll try and do also, guys, is if anything breaks or any cool information breaks at the Justice Con, I will try and do a video ASAP and get it up and to talk about and discuss it. It's going to be kind of tough because The Justice Con doesn't really have any breaks. It's kind of going one guest to another, talking about different things. But if anything cool drops or any information I think you guys should know, I will definitely do a video about it and put it up as quickly as I can. But as I said, the Snyder Cut movement and the Snyder Cut being announced has kind of been the birth to these newer fandoms and newer movements starting to be born. And one that's getting a lot of attention is Batman Forever. Now, Batman Forever, directed by Joel Schumacher, who sadly passed away last month, he has a director's cut of that film that never got to be released. Now, he was facing some pressure from the studio about trying to make it a little bit more lighter, of course, trying to sell action figures and all that nonsense. Coming off the Tim Burton films, it did have kind of a critical reception in terms of its tone and how dark it actually was. But Joel Schumacher took over for Tim Burton and casted Val Kilmer as his Batman, of course, Jim Carrey and Tommy Lee Jones as the villains. For years, it's been rumored that there is an extended cut of that film. 40 plus minutes of scenes that were cut out, and it delves deep into the psychological battle that Val Kilmer's Batman has about becoming Batman, about why he actually is the Dark Knight and what led to him being this way. There's more scenes with the Riddler, there's more scenes with Tommy Lee Jones, there's a lot more scenes that we haven't yet seen. So many fans for years, there was talk and discussion, but now it's been confirmed by people who have sources within Warner Brothers that there is a Red Book edition of Batman Forever, and it's called the Red Book edition because, of course, in the film it had a storyline where Thomas Wayne wrote into this Red Book, and that's why it's called the Red Book edition, and it gives Val Kilmer's Batman an internal struggle of his mind about why he is Batman. But many fans have been campaigning to see this film released, and now seems to be the perfect time to look for these films, especially with COVID, and it doesn't look like it's slowing down anytime soon. Films are being delayed, production is being halted. It looks like we're not going to get any big films for the rest of 2020. I don't think Tenet's going to come out. I don't think Wonder Woman's going to make that release date either, because the virus seems to be getting very, very bad and isn't easing up, especially in Florida and Australia. So we might not get to see any of these new films in 2020. But what's a good way for Warner Brothers, for other studios to get new content out there? It's to put in money into these old director's cuts. Now, director's cuts, we've had so many director's cuts of Alien, of Blade Runner, of even of the Snyder Cut, that Batman vs Superman, Watchmen, Sucker Punch, all these films have director's cut, and then they're released much later to get more money for the studio. These things happen, so why can't it happen with Batman Forever? Now, many fans are campaigning and they want this to be released because I think it's actually a very perfect time for it to happen. COVID is halting all these situations, all these new products, new films, new shows. So if you want to update your library, if you want to get more fans interested, because Netflix are pumping out stuff very, very quickly. They've got stuff, a lot of things in the pipeline. Of course, Zack Snyder's Army of the Dead is being edited also. So Netflix is kind of ahead of the game because they've got new content to do them for a while longer. But the studios like maybe Disney, like Warner Brothers, that don't have that content, and shows and films like Loki, like Batman, like the Winter Soldier and Falcon shows are all being halted because of this virus. So that's why fans think it's a perfect time for Joel Schumacher's cut of this film to be released. Now, there is a campaign, there is an event happening on July 20th, and I was asked to share this on my Instagram, my Facebook, my Twitter, and gladly so. Now, the reason people are kind of saying online is, oh no, not again, another movement starting up. But the thing about the Snyder Cut movement was it was about artistic integrity. And this would make us very hypocritical if we didn't support other directors' visions, other people, other stories. It really would. We're supporting David Ayer and his cut. We want to see that released, and I think it will someday end up in HBO Max, just like Zack Snyder's Justice, because there's an audience there and there's money to be made with it. So it would make us very hypocritical if we didn't stand by guys like Joel Schumacher or any other director that wants to get a director's cut out there that was done dirty by the studio. Now, Joel Schumacher's Batman Forever came out. I like it. It's a lot better than people told me about it. I think it was the highest grossing film in 1995, but he wanted to do more of a darker film, and that's what that cut of the film actually is. But why not get it released in memory of Joel Schumacher? Because he gets a lot of shit for his Batman films, and Batman Forever is actually a very good film to me. But Batman and Robin is bad, and there's a lot of product placement, a lot of things like that made that film bad. Too much comedy. Batman and Robin isn't a good comic book movie, but I think this would redeem him a little bit more, because Batman Forever was his ultimate edition kind of vision of these characters of this story, and this would redeem him kind of more for Batman and Robin, because people can realize, look, the studio did him dirty. Look what he could have did. Look at the potential he had. And Joel Schumacher is a fascinating, brilliant director. He really was, and he made some absolutely brilliant films. But the event that's happening is hashtag release the Schumacher Cut, and this is slowly gathering attention. Many articles are being made, many YouTube videos are being made about this film. So it's taking place on July 20th, on a Monday. The word is out there about the existence of a longer, darker version of Batman Forever, and there isn't a better time than now to ask for this version to be released and justice to be done to Joel Schumacher. Let's make our voices be heard by sharing images, tweets, GIFs and videos using hashtag release the Schumacher Cut and tag HBO Max and HBO Max PR as well. And that's what it's all about. It's about getting the attention of HBO Max. Jason Kilar, who's the main guy over at Warner Media, he's the guy who got the Snyder Cut kind of going as well. So it's good to tag these companies, be positive and do this. If you really want to see this film, or you stand for artistic integrity, then definitely on this day, July 20th, tweet out hashtag release the Schumacher Cut. Really do share some of your favorite images or some of the scenes or GIFs that you really like. Just do it. I think it's a really good thing to do, especially if you're a big Snyder Cut fan or if you're an Ayer Cut fan. Definitely do this, because I think it's actually brilliant and it should be done. Man, more Val Kilmer as Batman, more Riddler. We all love Batman, so why not just get to see more Batman? And maybe you didn't like the Batman Forever. Maybe this version might change your mind. Are you not interested to see how it would really go, how it would really be? So definitely, that's an interesting event, and I can't wait for it. I was asked to share that around, and I definitely did. And you guys should definitely share it around as well and get as many people involved. Now, another kind of movement is the Alita Army. Now, Alita Battle Angel came out in 2019. I watched it recently, and it's actually a very, very good film. It really is, and I really enjoyed it, and I was surprised about it because I heard so many people talking about it. Check out Alita Battle Angel, check it out, and I finally did, and I liked it. I really did. I thought the world building was absolutely brilliant. James Cameron, of course, is a producer, and I definitely wanted to see more of this world because the world building was absolutely brilliant. Robert Rodriguez was the director. Unbelievable job. Did a great job. I can't talk about how enough I enjoyed this film. I really did. The world building was brilliant and set up beautifully for a sequel. But this is Alita Battle Angel Army is kind of a movement that wants to see a sequel. Now, it was released by Fox, and then, of course, we all know that Disney bought Fox and they own the rights now, so it's up to Disney to greenlit a sequel for this film, and I think they should, because there's definitely a fan base to be had, even if it was released on Disney Plus. But this is kind of a trending day to get hashtag Alita sequel trending, and this kind of movement of the Alita Army has done very, very well in getting their point across, and they're very, very positive, and they're very, very united in their battle to get this sequel made. So this is the poster that I was asked to share around as well. We, the Alita Army, exist for one main purpose: to convince Hollywood to continue the Alita Battle Angel movie saga. The collective experience each of us felt when we first saw the movie was remarkable, and we want to feel the magic once again when we walk into the premiere of Alita sequel. To this end, we have traditionally addressed Disney when calling out for a sequel. However, the ex-CEO of 20th Century Fox, Emma Watts, who recently left 20th Century Pictures under Disney, has been named the new CEO of Paramount Pictures. Emma was the CEO that greenlit the first Alita movie and worked closely with James Cameron, John Landau, Robert Rodriguez during its production. With this hashtag tag trend, we want to show Emma our appreciation for what she did to bring us this amazing movie. Congratulate her on her new position and also address Paramount in our quest for an Alita sequel. So let's get this started. Who should you address? You should address Paramount, of course, the Twitter handles that they have, and use the Alita sequel hashtag. Also, what can you do? We tweet all together at the same time worldwide. When should you tweet? Thursday, 23rd of July, 2020, 7 a.m. That's kind of American time, so definitely find out where your time is. Look at the poster I actually don't know what time it is here yet. I have to look that up, but definitely go look that up because if you want to see an Alita sequel. So that's going to be a very exciting week from July 20th to July 23rd, then leading up to Justice Con on the 25th and 26th. So definitely share your love for Alita Battle Angel on that day. Try and get it trending. Show the appreciation to Emma for getting that film greenlit in the first place and having that actually be a reality. I think it's a very underrated film. It should be talked about more. I really enjoyed it, and I would love to see a sequel. So get behind this. Definitely if you were a fan of the first, or even you just want to see these people be happy, these fans who are doing something very positive, to see a sequel of a film that they're very passionate about. How is it any different from the Batman versus Superman and the Man of Steel fans that wanted to see the vision that Zack Snyder had laid out? And now we're finally getting to see that in Zack Snyder's Justice League. How is it any different? If you want to see the Ayer Cut, if you want to see Alita Battle Angel, if you want to see the Schumacher Cut, definitely get behind these movements. Just because the Snyder Cut movement has been a success, I think it has definitely opened up pathways for more situations like this to happen, and it's absolutely brilliant because if it's done in a positive way, in a positive light, then what's the problem? I don't see any problem in this whatsoever. If it's all positivity, if it's got good people involved, good intentions, then why not 100% get behind it? I definitely will. I'm proud that the Snyder Cut movement was a success. I'm proud that it's actually happening next year. Absolutely thrilled with that. But I will also support artistic integrity. I will continue to do that, not just for Zack Snyder, but for other directors, for other people, filmmakers involved with these fascinating stories and who have fascinating ideas that should be let do what they were hired to do, and that was direct and make a vision a reality. So I think it would be very hypocritical of some fans of the Snyder Cut movement or of the Schumacher movement or of the Ayer Cut movement if they didn't support these other things, because it's all about artistic integrity and getting directors to do their vision. So guys, definitely get behind these, and I can't wait for Justice Con. I can't wait for the hashtag release the Schumacher Day. I can't wait for this Alita Day, because it's a day of tweeting about something that we like or want to see. But guys, let me know your thoughts on the full day of Justice Con. Let me know what guests you're really looking forward to hearing about. Are you going to support the Schumacher Cut? Are you interested in seeing that extra 40 minutes or that 3-hour cut of that film? And also, were you a fan of Alita Battle Angel, and are you supporting this need for a sequel? Let me know in the comments below. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, come follow me on all the social medias, and come and talk to me about the one thing that we love, which is movies. And always remember guys, fandoms can change the movie world now in a positive way.